winding down here to our last question. This is something that has been asked on every forum, so it is definitely a hot question. It is the last one. What am I supposed to do with my rental books, and how are we doing buyback? So this question has been submitted, I think, quite a few times on all forms of social media. So if anybody can help us out with that. I do believe that at the library, they do have the textbook drop-off box. And then there's also an option where you can mail in your textbooks that you have used or rented. And so I know that the rental company is Nebraska Rentals. And so you should have been already receiving some sort of correspondence or email that has been saying that you should get ready to return these books. But I see that Amanda has her hand up. Do you have a suggestion or opinion?
I was just gonna share, Josh, you started to kind of go into some of that information that I was gonna share, and I'll post here in the chat box some additional information where you can find this if someone doesn't beat me to it. But so there's buyback being offered online at the college store. And so at the college store website, so you can add your ISBN from the back of your textbook to the cart, and they'll allow you to print off a prepaid shipping label. Then you package it, ship it back, and they'll mail you a check for the amount of the buyback price of the book. If it is a rental, rentals can be mailed back to the Hawk shop, or they can be dropped off in a bag, as you were saying, Josh, in the return box outside the library on the Norfolk campus. So they want you to include your name and ID when you're returning those textbooks, so they know that those were your rental textbooks and not somebody else's. So make sure you do that. Any books that were rented ones do have a rental label on the back of the book. So they only want those returned in that format. So I will also add, and maybe I'll add the college store website here to the comments so you guys have that.
Okay, and some students may be confused. Are buyback and then returning your book different? Are those two different things?
So the rental textbooks, you're only renting them, so you
Mm,
have to return them. The
okay.
buyback is if you would want to see if you could get money back for books that you purchased yourself. So that's why they do say you could go and look, and you can kind of see how much you might get to see if it's worth it, or maybe you want to actually keep the book. So those rentals you have to return, but the buyback is only if you want to see if you can get some money for that book.
And remember, those rentals have a yellow sticker on the back that does say used on it. So it's very easy to identify whether you bought your book or if you don't, if you bought it a long time ago, like let's say the spring semester. So with that being said, Christy, you have your hand up. I see
I
that.
just want to, I know I don't think anyone from the bookstore is on here, but I just wanted to give a shout out so everyone could hear it, because they're still working. And so I realized that I brought home grade books that were already used. And so I suddenly needed new grade books, and oh my gosh, they got them out in one day, and they're going to be here to my house tomorrow. So they're still working. They're still getting books out for summer. So if you're in a summer class, reach out and they'll get them to you very quickly.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. And so we have a student